Afternoon. I'm gonna do my last video for tonight, and I'm going to interrupt the top 10 list just to bring you a video like this. And I want you guys to understand this video where I'm coming from. It's a little weird doing this, but I gotta do this. There is a woman who has changed my life, and I want all you men to listen if you are from where I am. Her name was, her name is Morgan Daniel. She is currently a resident in South Carolina right now. And you know, she really meant a lot to me. I never went out with her, but she was such a good friend. The problem was, when it came to being friends, I overdid it. Shouts out to Swoozy. Search him up. He is really a smart person. I've just watched this video a couple of months ago about, when it came to relationships with girls as in the friend zone. He has really made me realize how much of a fool I was in 10th grade. It's a little personal for me to say this, but hey, it greatly affects me. She played a huge part in these. May not be actual music, but I'll explain how that worked. She was more of a woman that listened to rock music anyway. Let me tell you how. When I was in Nathan Bedford Forest High School, 2009, I met her at a bus stop. And there was private schools, no, not private schools, magnet schools or preparatory schools, and then there were the school I go to. She went to a preparatory school, and every morning I would talk to her, and I would love it. It brightened my day up every time I was done before a bus picked her up and before my classes started. When I overdid the friend zone, I ended up following her into places, like gas stations and all that, and she started to become emotionally detached from me. I remember I got into a fight with one of my friends. It wasn't necessarily about her, but I felt emotions that night. I ended up being seriously hurt, but I told myself, I felt if I wasn't mad about something else, if I wasn't mad about that situation, I wouldn't have gotten into a fight with him. I was just not in a good mood because of that situation. And there was a little backlash that it got between it. I showed her my injured spots, and she realized it was for her and it was not necessary. One time during spring break, the last time we ever spoke was this. Hey! I had an epiphany. I'm getting myself clean. Her response was, "That's nice." And then she ended up talking to her friends. Last time we ever spoke. I was so disappointed. You know what makes me want to cry? It makes me want to cry? No, just kidding. No, but it really hurt. Then I asked her what was wrong because she was acting strange. She told me I was desperate. I was too desperate. and she wanted to stop talking to me. When I read that message, I wasn't even mad at her. I was so disappointed that I ruined it. I was mad at myself. I knew I was mad. I was never mad at her. I was mad at myself. And I listened to a lot of hip hop music that had a lot of emotion, and it was good music. Something I can never hear from a Gucci Mane mixtape or a Waka Flocka mixtape. No offense to those guys, but their music probably wasn't gonna help. It would probably make me more angrier. You know, I listened to a lot of Eminem songs, and his songs were basically more of an angry thing, angry, unpositive, unpositive amount of music. Once I got a hold of his relapse music and once I got a hold of his relapse music, because Recovery didn't come out till later, next year. Once I got a hold of his relapse music, and I don't care what you guys can say this all you want, but it helped. Once I got a hold of his interviews, they really helped when he was talking about, his recovery, as far as what happened. Because let me tell you this: after the Slim Shady LP, Eminem wasn't a crapper. When it came to his family, when it came to the people surrounding him, and when it came to drugs, he was in a huge crapper. And his marriage, don't forget about his marriage. It was troubling for him. Then his friend died. Proof. Obviously, if you listen to D12, you know these people. Proof died. It destroyed Detroit. It destroyed Detroit City, as far as the hip hop game goes. But it definitely left a void in Eminem's heart. And he started relapsing on drugs. And just recently, the year before he released his relapse album, he overdosed. Luckily, his life was changed, and he promised to, stop. And I felt that I should stop too. I should stop blaming people as far as I was. It was a slow thing, but I was never mad at her. I tried to I tried to request to be her friend again on MySpace, but she rejected. And then I tried again on Facebook. She rejected. I know that if she doesn't want to accept me, I can understand. I didn't even apologize. I told her I was wrong. And you don't have a right to forgive me because I was wrong, and you were right about everything. So I told her. And whether she got the message or not, it's nothing. I did give it to one of her best friends who I know. It was, well, I can't tell her name. You guys are probably going to look her up too. But she thought I was, if anything, I thought that her best friend didn't like me like Morgan did. But her best friend was cool. She was really great. She was hilarious. And, what does Morgan Daniel have to do with hip hop? Simple. The lesson I learned from her not talking to me anymore. The music I heard because of my frustrations, and the music that I learned from because of my frustrations, gave me a better taste in music and a better, more positive attitude in music. Unlike you trolls out there always complaining about what hip hop music is nowadays. I had a much more better attitude in music as far as my taste goes, and it really means a lot to me. If you are in the same position, I'm glad you listened. Please comment if you ever had a situation like that. If not, if you want to be anonymous, the least you can do is like this video and subscribe. Later.